Welcome. My name is Amethyst Willow. Welcome to my treehouse. And this is a pick a card reading for Journey to Wholeness and Well-Being, or as we continue our journey towards wholeness and well-being. You have three different piles to pick from. Group A is the seashell. So you have the seashell here. Group B, you have the black kyanite. And group C, you have the fossilized coral. So I'm going to hold these up for you. Take a moment to think about what you want. So group A is the seashell. Okay. Whoops. Group B is the black kyanite. It's like a fan, black kyanite. And group C, this is a fossilized coral. This is a coral that washed up on the shore. It's old, it's a fossil, and it was sliced in half. And this is the inside of the coral, the fossilized coral. So, with that said, take a moment to just take a breath and see what resonates with you. Again, group A is the seashell, group B is the black kyanite, and group C is the fossilized coral. And the timestamps will be in the descriptions. Okay, so let me put these away, out of the way. I'm just going to set these off to the side here. Put one here and the other one here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the little books that we're going to read, and this way the cards can all be together. There we go, perfect. All right, so again, the timestamps are in the description, and if you chose this group, then group A, if you chose the seashell, this is your reading. So group A, these are very randomly picked. I have a lot of different crystals and a lot of different, shells and things. I've lived in many places and I've gathered things every time I've traveled or lived in a certain place, and I love seashells. And this one comes from Florida. And it's one of the things that seashells do is that it stimulates your intention, your imagination, right? You're in the water, your insight, your intentions, as you're clearing your mind in the water, or as you're holding a seashell and visualizing the ocean, you let your thoughts go and see what returns to you. Let's see what comes back to you. It is also for when you need to make a decision. You can also meditate with your seashell and just envision, smell it, and just visualize the ocean in front of you and see it clearing. See the water clearing so that you can see that the bottom of the water to the bottom of the water, and ask for what you should do. See what comes up so that you gain mental clarity and a greater ability to decide. You have insights into decision. So anyway, with that said, that is what I know about seashells, other than they're beautiful and make great wind chimes and all kinds of things. I have a few different oracle cards that came out for you. So I just want to put them on the side over here for right now. And then we'll take a peek through and see what we have. And I'm going to do a Celtic cross, a sort of my own variation of the Celtic cross. So what I see here is this is the Knight of Wands, and this particular Knight of Wands, what I'm feeling from this is you have this strength, this intention, this willpower, this focus on something that you want to happen. But also what I'm feeling for some of you is that it's very almost like what you envision that you want to bring about. Maybe not be so forceful with it. Your challenge is the Tower card, and the Tower is telling you to let go of like things that are not working for you. This particular Knight of Wands is in a real hurry, like generally knights are in a real hurry to get somewhere. This one has a very defensive stance, and one of the things that I felt when I pulled this card um, is to look at things from maybe a little bit different perspective, to allow things to flow. He is standing on an Amanita muscaria, which is a sort of psychotropic mushroom that alters your perception. Also, the mushrooms are like this underground community, and they talk to each other, and they have like this network underneath the earth, and they wrap themselves around roots of trees, and they are found growing by the streams, and a lot of times by trees. And so, what are you getting? What are you sensing? Remember these insights, and I'm getting about a direction to go. Like you're trying to make up your mind about something, but I really feel from this particular, and if you look at this particular elf, I think it's an elf or fae, whatever it is, they're almost angry, like just very adamant about going their way. They have some creative insights, but I feel like your challenge is to be more flexible with these insights. Maybe not so defensive. That's what I'm getting. So defensive about the way you move forward with your creative endeavors, with these ideas, whether this is business, or whatever it is, whatever it pertains to. It could be business, it could be the way you view society as a whole, it could be the way you view your significant other. It's, like relationships. It's the way you view relationships, whether platonic, romantic, business wise, or a particular project. There's a need to be a little less resistance, a need to flow is what I'm feeling, and also to take a moment with this Knight of Wands and not rush through. You're like, maybe some of you feel like, I feel like you're rushing through too much, trying to accomplish something. And when I see the tower, it's the challenge is to maybe slow down, because what you're trying to build, if you're trying to build it too fast, it's going to topple. I also see some enlightenment. So that's why, and it's funny that I picked the shell and I randomly pick the stones and put them down, and then afterwards I draw the cards, and then it's just okay, well, you go to pile one because you were with pile one. But interesting how it lines up, because it's asking you to gain insights, kind of meditate and slow down. So also what I see is that you have everything, at your core. You should be very happy. You have everything that you need, all the resources you need. You've tended things, and the universe is just asking you to remember these things as you move forward, trying to accomplish something here, as you're trying to force something to happen. Maybe sit back and sort of relax and realize what you already have. You know, for some, this could be, running through and thinking that you don't have something. And instead of looking to see whether or not you have it and whether what you have you can make do, it's rushing through and getting it. And then maybe it topples because it's not exactly what you needed. And that's what you have in your challenge there. Um, and a lot of this energy you still have, some of you, your past is like the magician. And in this thing, with this magician in particular, a lot of things happening very quickly. You're manifesting very quickly. You're able to balance between the ordinary world and the spiritual world, the magical world and the mundane world. You're able to focus, and the things that you work at, that you actually show up for and stay focused when you're trying to manifest something, happen very quickly for you. And that you have this great ability to be able to manifest a multitude of things very quickly, which maybe that's why also, for the card of the Knight of Wands for your situation shows up next to the tower, asking you to maybe just slow it down a bit, because you've been going at like, 120 miles an hour trying to make things happen. And a lot of times, although it's good to focus and show up and make things happen, it's also good to slow down and reflect on what you've already accomplished, so that you can sort of mark that off the list, or at least the anxiety off the list, because a lot of times we're propelled to do something, to accomplish, whether that's our own internal voice or those that we perceive as expectations of others. And you really don't have to impress anyone. You have everything that you need. So slow down and enjoy it. I really feel that gratitude too. The universe is asking you again, the Ace of Pentacles. So some new endeavor that you're working on is going to. This is an opportunity for growing stability and security and wealth. Now, with the Pentacles, this is a long-term project, and this is the beginning of a new project that you are trying to manifest. And there's all kinds of things from acorns. Look at the acorns. I love acorns, but I'm looking at the acorns and I'm thinking, it takes a long time, maybe 20 years, for a tree from an acorn to grow into a tree. And that's not even a huge tree because oaks can live hundreds of years. But just a 20-year-old tree can be quite big and already be producing acorns to feed a family of squirrels. In the olden days, hunter-gatherers, would actually gather the acorns. And they used to say that if you were going to have a particularly cold winter, the trees would be laden with acorns. And so the universe is asking you to also be mindful of your resources and save them, put some away, just like the hunter gatherers would gather the acorns for later use, for later consumption. And you're one of the things that I feel, it's like you have your foot in the Magician and you have your foot in the Five of Swords. And I feel like in the Five of Swords, there's been a lot of bickering, and it's been back and forth. You're trying to manifest something, and it's almost like the bickering gets in the way. Maybe that's what the Tower is about too, the challenge, this, because there's this bickering that you're trying to bypass. I feel that many of you are just tired of it, and you're trying to bypass this. There's a lot of, like, I feel like there's a lot of anxiety in the air, in the environment, a lot of, some chaos and a lot of uncertainty. So emotions and opinions are at a high, all-time high. And whether this is at work, at home, whether it's family or whatever kind of relationship, I feel like there's discord. And I feel, and it's funny, because I feel like this discord is something that is sort of ongoing, sort of like the tail end of last month, and this month. There's been a lot of discord, a lot of arguing, and with the Five of Swords, there really is no winners. Even if you're the winner, you're not the winner because sore feelings, resentment, anger. So and put that aside. And if you are the recipient of someone's anger, I'm not saying not to have healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries are important. However, it is also important to you sort of bless and release the situation. Don't take that pain or the person's angry words with you as a cross that you must bear. Don't let them spoil your day. Rise up again. You are the magician, right? You still have this energy of the magician, and I see you as putting this barrier around you, this barrier of love, this barrier of light where nothing can penetrate that can harm you. And you can even say that, before you go to sleep at night, before you wake up, when you wake up in the morning, throughout the day, just maybe even light a candle and remind yourself that you are not only blessed, but that you are surrounded by the light of the universe, your spirit beings, your angels, your guides. And at any moment when things start to get a little heated with others that are just in a bad mood for whatever their reasons, it doesn't even have to be justified. Oftentimes it's not, sometimes, but not often, not all the time, rather. Just sort of walk away from that situation, at least in an emotional way. Do not attach yourself to that negative energy. Do not partake of every argument you're invited to. Find a diplomatic way around it or remove yourself from it and bless the situation and release it to the universe for the highest good of all. um, you are being offered love. And also, that is the other thing that is very much, when I pulled this card, I really felt that these two were connected, that you are to take the higher road, the road of love, to envelop yourself with love. So when people come at you angry, or when you see angry situations, whether it's the news or neighbors bickering or family or at work or significant others, whatever it is, these arguments, just again visualize that light and just love yourself. Send yourself love, and then let that love move outwards from you out to encompass all. And in that bubble of love, love is the highest power, the strongest power, and the most powerful power. And so if you do things out of love, it's to be compassionate, is what the universe is asking you. And I see you really trying for that. I see that you will be, if you haven't already figured that one out, you certainly will be. For others of you, this relationship or this, I feel like there either love is being entering in your life, a new loving, and I'm not just going to say relationship because it could be for some, it could be that you're in a relationship and it's going to turn more loving. But I feel like your whole path is going to be more loving. It's as if you're taking this higher ground of self love and not listening to all the bickering and the arguing and the things. Before, with this Knight of Wands, where generally they're charging forward, full of fire and creativity, but also, fire can be angry and aggressive, so where you might join a fight before, I see that as no longer working for you. What you really want and what I feel for you is you wanting to step away from all this, you wanting to acknowledge your higher self, what you have, what you are grateful for, and be more mindful about that, and continue to be working on what you're trying to manifest as you show up for that instead of for the bickering, and loving yourself and loving, getting in the flow of loving what you're doing and sort of blocking out the rest. You don't have to listen to it, you don't have to take it to heart. You can listen to it. I'm not saying not to listen if someone has something that they feel. You can listen, but don't become emotionally attached. And then maybe walk away, meditate, take a bath, or a shower, or go swim, like stick your feet in the ocean if you happen to have water nearby that you can go to, or if you live in a southern climate, to just sort of allow that to wash away from you, all that pain, that anger, the resentment, any of that, especially if it's a repeating pattern. For some of you. And I see that many of you, your environment, you're very burdened. And I feel like part of this burden are these, this Five of Swords, these arguments, and with the Five of Swords, it's not just little bickering, it's generally something that's very, someone is very convinced of their point of view. It's very ego driven in a sense, it's very blinded by self righteousness, and and so I see that in the environment as a burden. I also feel like you may have made some choices in the past, and these choices may not have been the best choices. And as with all things, there are consequences for our choices. So there is a bit of a burden of carrying that choice. Maybe you decided to care for others. Maybe you decided to care for a whole bunch of people. Maybe you think that it is your duty to either save the world or to be the peacekeeper in the family or in the relationship or whatever. And also I feel like a lot of this bickering, this angry, this vying for attention of ego, which is the strongest ego, has really worn you down. You don't want any part of that. You really are so over that, and you just want to flourish and grow. And so the universe says, hold on to your heart. Love is coming your way. The universe loves you. The universe is offering you love. Things are going to get better for you. Um, what you have for your hopes and fears, one of the things that the universe wants you to know is temperance. And generally, this is the card of hope and fear. And I feel like for some of you, maybe you're hoping that you can be very tempered, that you can be very balanced, that you won't be ungrounded by the chaos that sometimes arises in our life. Remember what the universe says, Ace of Pentacles, slow and steady, working towards what it is that you want, manifesting for yourself, what it is that you're trying to create, even if others do not see, think that it's frivolous or whatever, as long as you're showing up and you're working for it and you're not hurting anybody, it's okay. And I see that a lot of you are trying to work towards tempering your emotions. And I see this as like the water that is being poured from one jug to the other. And it's almost like just letting go. Just going with the flow, letting go, If there's anger on this side, if people are triggering you, let that go, pour it out, let it go, let it go, let it go. Take the higher road, and I feel like you can do that. I feel like you can do that. Also, typically there would be an angel here, and so I'm being asked to remind you to always ask your angels and guides to help you when there are arguments. Archangel Uriel is very good for communicating and for bringing more peace and harmony so that the other person and you can find a way to meet, a meeting of the minds, as it were. Your outcome shows you. I got two cards for your outcome, actually. I got the Six of Wands and I got the King of Swords. So, what I really feel is like two things. A, you are going to be victorious about something. The Six of Wands is a victory. Now, it's a victory at this step of the game, all right, of your journey where you are now. So, whatever it is that you're trying to, eventually you will reach that, what you're trying to manifest, whether it's that love to be more loving with yourself, loving towards others, sending that love out, peace. It's not just love. It's there's this sense of serenity. That's the word, peace and serenity that you want to get away from this very charged attitude. And this Knight of Wands, by the way, this is the situation. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's you, but the situation around you can be a bit volatile, with a lot of changes and things happening. Too, with this Tower card. So to be more flexible is what I would say, instead of charging through to every argument that you're invited to. Because things are, you are manifesting. You can manifest. You have to be in the right mindset to do so. Okay. And there are things that have happened, whether it was arguments or whatever, choices that were made that were not particularly great, which has made the situation that you're in a bit burdensome. But I do feel like if you ask your angels and guides and take the higher road, things are going to be better for you. You have the Six of Wands here and you have the King of Swords. And so to me, this is like rising up out of the emotionality of things. And seeing the total picture, the clear picture, instead of being focused on the little things that are happening, even if they're not so little, but the disruptive, chaotic things, rise above it. There's an old saying, dogs bark and the caravan passes. And life goes on, so why make it so difficult on yourself? Not everyone's going to be happy about your victory. There are going to be some people that maybe aren't so thrilled with you being victorious, but never mind that. Never mind that. You have the King of Swords. And remember, it's the energy, it's not gender specific, but be like the King of Swords and rise above that emotionality. You can listen, be fair, have your healthy boundaries, be fair, but you don't have to carry the burden of the pain of that person's anger. Anger and those are like negative energies. When you send them out, those are like daggers that go on into the world. They cloud everything. They it's sort of like a dark cloud, and you want to rise above it. And the way to rise above it is to wash yourself with love. Visualize yourself, the energy, the Holy Spirit, the angels, the brothers and sisters of light, the guides, the universe, the ocean, whatever it is. Just visualize it clearing away all of that negative energy, and then you take the high road and know that whatever the burdens are, whatever those burdens are, you're very close to overcoming them. You're very close to overcoming them. Okay. The tens are usually the ending of a cycle. So there is an ending of this very burdensome cycle. This may be the last of it, of the test, of the lessons. And remember, this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. It's as if the universe is toughening you up for the beauty that is to come, so that you can handle all of the manifestations. Because when unfortunately everybody isn't happy for you when you succeed in something. There could be others that coveted your position, and even if it was just an ego, they wanted the upper hand. There's all kinds of folks in the world, and they don't always resonate with us, but we have to deal with them nonetheless, because we're all at different stages of development, of developing and healing and becoming whole. Okay, so with that said, I want to go over here. You have harvest, determination, and hard work. Yeah, you have a new thing coming here. This is the spirit card. I always call this card in that position as above. That is the spirit card. And so that is what spirit wants you to remember at this time is that you are being offered a way to become, and I get for some of you, independent, really independent. And if you look at the Queen of Pentacles, the foundation, what your subconscious wants, what is the foundation of everything that you're dreaming, you're manifesting. For a lot of you, it's this security, this independence, this generosity, this kindness, this down to earth, mindful and careful with your resources. And I don't mean just money, but your health, the trees, your environment, your home, your garden, your loved ones, You are a very kind person. I mean, you got the Ace of Cups as the card of self. So not only are you quite intuitive, remember we had the shell for intuition as well. So you're not only intuition is being offered to you, but you're a very loving and kind soul. And you deserve things. Now you do have to show up every day. I know that you're trying to manifest something and you're manifesting it quickly. So be careful what you're thinking, but also keep in mind, not just manifesting for today, manifest for the long view. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? Where do you want to be in 20 years? And start growing that kind of life that you want to create. So I'm going to put the little harvest card here. And this is from a new deck that I have. Where is that little deck? Because I wanted to read it to you. Oh, that's right. I put him here. So this is from the Green Witch Oracle. And I have many of these little, ¿cómo se llama? Of these little herbal cards, decks, because I just love them. So I want to know if this is in alphabetical order. And I hope it is. No, they're not. Okay. One of the things with this particular deck, it's very light. So this particular deck, if you're looking for something a little heavier, there's other decks that have much more information. This one is very light in the information. So, and in fact, I want to do something here. Let me see here. I'm sorry it's taken so long. These are not in alphabetical order, and I don't even see an alphabet. There's no list either. Doesn't seem to be a list, but here it is. We are on, I know that's Hearth. Let's look and see if we can find Harvest. Okay, see, it doesn't even have a, no, it doesn't have a, well, that just is crazy. Okay, so my recommendation for this deck, I'm so sorry. And if I had known this, this is my first time using this deck, I thought, oh, hey, I just got this deck. It was actually gifted to me, and I'm like, well, let me just see. And it doesn't even have, and here it is, the time is ticking. Da-da-da. My goodness. Yeah, okay, so it would have helped to have this as to have this with some sort of either that or I completely missed it, but I don't think so. It would have been nice to have some sort of I am so sorry. If you want to skip ahead, go ahead. Because I don't understand why this is, well, we may just have to leave it at why is it not? So, tend, harvest. Okay, so it was towards the end. I'm so sorry. I'm going to hold that up. Oh my God, I can't believe it was like 3 minutes looking for this. Are you, oh my gosh. But look, this was so worth it. Harvest, determination, and hard work. Yeah, like we got here, the Ace of of Pentacles, determination and hard work. But I just want to say something else about this. We were talking about burdens. Are you burning out because of too much hard work too quickly? How can you give yourself support as you reap the bounties of your effort? Yeah, so maybe stop, like you are manifesting a lot, slow down a little bit. Harvest time means hard work. It's time to reap the rewards of sowing and tending, and that usually means a lot of effort concentrated in a short period of time. This time can be just as exhausting as when you sowed your seeds, but it is necessary. But it is a necessary part of the successful growing season. Sometimes you might think that it's all about sitting back and enjoying the fruits of your labor. It's important to appreciate your success, but don't lose your way. The harvest card directs you to collect your bounty, to recognize your blessings, and to not stop working too early. You're almost there, but you still have things to see through. Work to recoup the energy you previously invested. Yes. Yes. So a lot of things that you were trying to manifest. And I feel like a lot of emotions really got in the way of this too, of your and that's why one of your outcome cards is being asking you to be like the King of Swords, to rise above the emotionality of things. I'm going to put the Harvest right here next to the Ace of Pentacles, and I'm going to pull this card. Now these are a little faster, and I love this. I've had this forever. I love this, well, for a few years now. You have Apple and Forbidden. So this is, let's see what this little card has to say. And I did, actually, let's see. Apple, forbidden. Okay, so it says, don't ignore what is forbidden. One bite uncovers all that is hidden. Pentagram seeds revealed. Enlightenment now claimed and sealed. The magic is worked with no harm to none. So mote it be, there it is done. So keep working. I see this too as this card of self with the Ace of Cups. Keep working on the things that you're trying to manifest as the Magician card here. Keep working towards that, but be flexible and take time to rest. But don't, here and there you take time to rest, but it doesn't mean to give up. You've got to keep creating and showing up to build what it is that you're trying to manifest. And Apple's guidance is, why is it that whenever you are prohibited from doing or having something, you covet it all the more? It reminds me of this Five of Swords, this bickering. No, you can't do this. I don't want you to do this. I forbid it. And you're like, okay. Well, you're going to keep doing your thing. Maybe you don't talk about the thing that you're doing as long as it harm none. Remember, and it harm none. But who says that you can't work on your poetry or exercise, or just because someone wants to eat all the cupcakes and doesn't mean that you have to partake of that, whatever it is, okay? So why is it that whenever you are prohibited from doing or having something, you covet it all the more? That piece of cake or glass of wine you have denied calls out to you. Since the story of Adam and Eve, I have been blamed for revealing that, and this is Apple talking. I have been blamed for revealing that which was shrouded. I am the forbidden fruit, but not because I am bad for you. Oh no, it's because I unveil that which is hidden. When you slice me in half, my 5 seeds reveal a star. The star is a symbol of hope. The pentagram. I invite you to bite through my ripe skin to taste my sweet flesh, for I am the fruit of the tree of life who holds the knowledge for all that humankind seeks. However, you would be wise to remember that some things are forbidden in order to keep you from harm. So, yes, with this bickering card too, this is the other thing that I see, and I really feel with this card, this bickering card, that um, there's going to be people, there are people that are trying to, perhaps some meaning to, some well meaning, and some just out of a need to control and ego, to exert their opinions upon you, or their way of being or thinking, to try to convince you, to try to mold you. And you can listen, and then you can still do your own thing. You don't have to agree or disagree. Nobody has to know how you feel inside. That's between you and the universe, okay? You got a couple of more cards. You have Blackthorn and you have Alder. And we're going to read both of them very quickly. Blackthorn actually has, if I'm not mistaken, has is a way to protect you, is for protection. Let me see here. And these should be in alphabetical order. Yes, they are. Um, well, maybe they're not. Well, anyway, we're going to take alder first. We're going to take this one first, the alder, the fern alder. And the keywords are guidance, prophecy, and divination. Ooh, we have divination and guidance from the seashell. Okay. Uh, Guidance, divination, strength in a dispute or battle. Oh my God. Strength in a dispute or battle. Um, Spiritual protection, balance between the masculine and the feminine energies. Funny, because we have the Five of Swords and we have Temperance. So, yes, protection in the dispute and strength in dispute of battles. Remember, and I'm thinking of the Strength card, inner strength. To just, you don't have to answer, you don't have to engage. You can be positive, you can be calm, you can listen. You can just, okay, I understand, yes, whatever, and then you could go your own way. Um, Let me see. Alder is especially connected to prophecy. Alder reminds you of your bird and animal totems as well as your guardian spirits and allies, and they ask you to listen to their meanings. When this tree appears in a reading, reconnect to your own ancestors or spiritual lineage for guidance, information, and support. You're not alone, okay? I know there's a lot of stuff happening, but you're not alone. Be alert to synchronicities in your daily life. Look to your dreams and record their wisdom. If you set that intention, they will inform you. If before you go to bed at night, you ask that you get answers in your dreams, eventually you will start getting answers in your dreams. Write them down as soon as you wake up, or if you wake up in the middle of the night with that insight, write it down. It may also be time to use your divination tools or consult a trusted friend or psychic. What does your intuition tell you? What does your gut say? Again, we have this shell, okay? If you're involved in a dispute or conflict, this tree offers you spiritual strength and protection. Alder possesses a strong yang male energy that offers you backbone and strength. Alder provides a bridge over troubled waters. When you get Alder, you are asked to address your balance of masculine and feminine energy. What is the best use of these energies? Perhaps you are being overly assertive or aggressive, or the situation is overly assertive or aggressive. Or perhaps you are being too passive or dependent upon others right now. Remember, you're trying to grow your independence, right? You're trying to grow your independence. Fern Alder offers you support as you delve into your own inner knowledge, knowing. Trust your feelings, thoughts, and visions. Okay? It says, alternatively, you may not be listening to others. It is possible that you, this argument, are being too ruthless, these two, and ignoring ethical consideration. Is it possible? Either way, Fern Adler invites you to return to the middle path and create a more balanced life. You have help and are never alone. Yeah, there's a more balanced life. And then the other one we got was Blackthorn, which I believe is for protection. Let's see if there's an appendix here. Does it have our... Oh, I just can't stand it when they don't. Okay, so it's 14. So let's look for it. Okay, they are numbered. So not in alphabetical order, but in numerical order. So here we have the Blackthorn. Keywords for this one. Again, we get protection. Isn't that interesting? So we get protection and boundaries. Oh my God. I couldn't make this stuff up. Protection, boundaries, fate, strife, negotiation, outside influences, disruption, learning from challenges, drawing on spiritual strength, new direction or opportunity renewal. Strife, Blackthorn shares the 12th. No, let's just see what it says in a reading. When you get Blackthorn in a reading, you're in need of protection. Okay, so an old one is maybe put some salt, take a salt bath. Charge yourself with that because salt will uncross any negative energies or emotions. You can also do a floor wash with some salt and water by casting thee. No spell nor unknown purpose be, except in complete accord with me, and as my will, and for the good of all, so mote it be. Okay, there's many spells with salt. They're all good. Remember, and you harm none. Do as you will. Okay, so back to the book. Um, it says, when you get blackthorn in a reading, you are in need of protection. Energetically, the spike-like thorns of this tree can help, especially when you visualize a blackthorn thicket springing up around you to shield you. This tree can help you set clear, strong boundaries about what and whom you will let in and what and whom you will not. Remember, even if someone gets in your face, visualize that wall of light around you, and not hitting, but just you are so protected over the wall of blackthorn and light around you, so that nothing, no emotional impact can penetrate. Rise above it like the King of Swords. Although you may not have a choice of what is happening in your life, you do have a choice about how you relate to any challenges. Drawing this tree card reminds you to choose the equanimity that will help you move through these difficult times. You are in a process of growing your character. If you are never challenged, you are unlikely to grow. For this reason, you can look at the opposition and adversarial forces as allies. Difficult are teachers, and negative situations bring lessons to learn. When one door closes, another opens. Remember, you're offered two things: love, right? In the card of self, the cups, and a new opportunity, and the Ace of Pentacles, your spirit card, a new opportunity as well. When you get Blackthorn in a reading, you are being told that it is time for some heavy duty changes. In order to grow, you are asked to let go of people and situations. Ooh, the Tower card. Um, as well as any self defeating beliefs and attitudes. You may not be able to change others or the situation you are in, but you can change yourself. It is a time to let go of the need for revenge or resentment, or lashing out, or destructive behavior towards yourself and others. Let go of animosity, judgment, and resentment. Let go of habits that are not working for you. Ask your guides for support and spiritual strength. They are here for you and will answer your need. They cannot help you without your invitation, though, and they would never interfere with your free will. All right, my friends, that's what I have. So many different ways you can protect yourself. We've touched upon some of them here: meditation, asking the universe and spirit guides for assistance and protection, maybe meditating on blackthorn, and alder to protect yourself. Also, one of the things that I'm getting to is you can meditate and feel yourself be a tree. If you cannot go outside, then visualize it. If you can go outside, sit underneath a tree and visualize from your feet the roots growing and melding into the earth, going deep, 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 deep down into the earth, to the core of the earth, and letting go of all that pain and anguish and anger and negativity that you feel, and any resentment that you have, or the lashing out that others have done to you. All this pain, let it go, let it go. And then from the core of the earth, from that magma, that the fire from the earth, bring up this beautiful cleansing, electric, fiery energy to bathe you with this golden light of protection and love. All right, Group A, that's what I have for you. I hope that helped you. And if it did, then wonderful. And if not, look to maybe the other groups to see if something in there may resonate with you. All right. The timestamps, as always, will be in the description. I'm sorry this took so long, especially with this. I can't believe that there was there's not even a number. I mean, when you look at this, there's not a number. They're not in alphabetical order. Oh my goodness. So this is definitely a deck, maybe not for if you're going to use it in a reading, maybe, uh, you know, um, do so ahead of time, or maybe just for yourself. All right, with that said, we're going to move on to the next pile. So this is for group B. I'm putting this one over there. So this is, and let me have a sip. Mm. I apologize that this took so long. Um, I would have never used that deck had I known. But anyway, neither here nor there. All right, Group B. If you have chosen the black kyanite, then this is your reading, Group B. And black kyanite is all about protection. Black kyanite is about harnessing your psychic abilities. So you can even put it up to your third eye. It's about dream recall. It balances your aura and restores your life force to your physical body. So if you feel drained, holding on to it, I've put it on my forehead a lot of times because I feel like a lot of times the energies, the mental energies of others, the reactions of others. If you live like either in the city or in a community where there's a lot of people, or in a family full of people, or there's just other people and other things uh, that can be not just distracting, but can kind of like, I feel like, zap you of your strength, your vital force at times, without meaning to. So anyway, that's what we have, and it's a very protective stone, by the way, the black kyanite. I find kyanite very powerful. I have it in green and orange and blue. Blue is for manifesting. A lot of times working with like green kyanite, it's almost like moldavite. It brings about incredibly quick changes, but it's a very powerful stone, and it is a stone of manifesting, each one a little bit different. And for your black kyanite, it's for psychicness, in dream recall. So with that said, we're going to put this on the side. We're going to put your little cards over there, and we're going to begin your reading. Oops, come back here, you. All right, so give me a second here. And again, this is my version of the Celtic cross. So I see you as planning. You have the situation as the situation. You have the two of wands. And so basically, I feel like you have accomplished many things and you're setting off on another journey, a new journey to create something else. Now, your challenge is the King of Swords. And that challenge, I feel, is uh, to rise up and to look at the fine print as you're planning whatever you're planning, this new plan, this new thing that you want to manifest, for you, group B or group 2. um, you're being asked to be very methodical about it, to do your research. Also being asked to use your third eye. I see that here with the swords. Like the swords are mental, but it's also interesting that we have the third eye here with this, and dream recall for psychic awareness. And the King of Swords has actually an eye on his sword. I just noticed that he has an eye, well, it looks like an eye to me right there on the sword. So using your intuition as well as rising above and seeing the whole project or the whole situation, whatever it is that you're planning, that you're trying to manifest. You see the whole situation, research it, know the fine prints, know how much it's going to cost, know what the resources are going to be. If you're starting a family, again, same thing. You want to plan it. Where do you want to live? The schools, what kind of schools there are, or if you're already moved, who's going to take care of the baby if you're working, planning out the schedule of all the things considered, all the things that you want to plan, the doctor that you want to have, or whatever. But this is the challenge, to rise above and to really look at things in a very clear way. When you're making plans, don't get hung up on the emotional part of the plan. Oftentimes we get like carried away. We want to do something and we get like, and then we didn't research it enough. And then halfway through or a few weeks through, it becomes more complicated than we thought it was going to be. So, like, researching that before the fact. And yes, and the foundation for this has been the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is all about, learning something new that this is this plan of something new that you want to create, that you want to manifest, that you want to bring about. And the challenge is to be very careful with this. Make sure that you have those set boundaries. If you only have a budget to spend so much on whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, then only spend so much. How are you going to work it out? How are you going to balance it out? And so the Page of Swords figures everything out. So you figured a lot of this out, and now as you plan and you move forward, do so, continue to do so, and maybe you might even have to implement it more, or maybe you'll have to get some legal advice, or counseling in, for the details. Okay, for the details. You do have the world in your hands, so I feel like you have accomplished a great deal in your life, and that you are now in the position to go and do something else. Now, for some of you, this could be a new business, a new project, the beginning of a new family, a new career. Yeah, it could be university, could be the buying of a home, could be even a new relationship. And that's the other thing. If it is a new relationship, it's to view it with, don't just jump into it. Again, many times, we're taken over by our heart, and then we leap before we've really looked at all the details and researched everything. And then it's like, oh, shoot, this isn't exactly what I expected. And the Page of Swords, it really does their homework, and this is at your foundation. You've been studying a lot, but continue to do so because you haven't mastered it yet. You're at the page level, and you need to step it up to the king level if you're going to continue with these plans. They need more refinement. In the past, you had a lot of hope, a lot of wishes that are coming true. They have been coming true. The universe heard you, and you're in a position now to be able to begin this new project, whatever it is, because you have prayed, and I feel like you have healed issues that you had in the past. Maybe some of you, buckled down to study more, and maybe in the past you didn't. So maybe part of the prayers that you had were that you could become more focused. So I feel like focus is a word that's really coming to mind. And you had the Star of Hope. So you had a lot of guidance from Spirit too. Wow. Yeah. So you have the Page of Coins, and this is the Page of Pentacles. And this is what the universe is asking you. This is your Spirit card. This is what the universe wants you to continue to show up and study. So funny that here we have you planning something, right? You were planning something. The challenge is to be, the King of Swords. That looks at everything, and you underneath the foundation was the Page of Swords. So there's definitely a lot of studies that you have been doing. You've been looking at this, but you may need some guidance. With this King of Swords, you may need some guidance. Ask somebody for guidance. Could be a guidance counselor. It could just be guidance from a good friend. How do you proceed? Um, it could be guidance that you get on the internet. There's so many places now where you can study and get assistance, guidance, information, inspiration. And so the Page of Coins is letting me know that to continue to study, that you have to keep studying to whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. This plan that you have is going to entail hard work and study, or at least studying. You got to dedicate a certain amount of time each day to study. You're in a really good place. Oh no, wait, hold on. Yeah, you're going into it. You're like a foot here, the star, and maybe this is what you prayed for too, to be in a stable position, because this is your past. Like, you have a foot here and a foot here in the present, or in the immediate future. And in the immediate future, I see a lot of stability and contentment. You're leaving a legacy, something that you want, something that you're creating, this thing that you're creating, that you're planning to create. It's as if you want to leave this legacy. You want to help others. You want it to be something, because you're grateful that you have so much, and you're very blessed in many ways. And maybe some of you could be retired too, and that leaves time for you to study now and to continue your work at the second half of your life or third half of your life or whatever it is for some of you, and leave something that is meaningful for others to build a sort of legacy that helps others and inspires others. And it could be that you're just young, you could be a student, but you have this dreams of having this, growing this stability, uh, something that's going to bring about. And I see you as being very stable, by the way. So you could be living at home uh, uh, too, if you are a student. So there's a lot of support from people around you. And I see that. And also, like I said, you have the star here. So there's guidance and support from the universe, but there's also guidance and support from the people that love you, whether they're your soul tribe or your actual family, even uh, people that have passed on, could be your grandparents or your parents. There's definitely, rooting for, happy for the advancement that you're making, for your studying, for you putting effort into what you're trying to grow. Oh, wow. And you have the magician as your part of self. And so anything, as long as you focus, as long as you focus, a magician is all about focusing. What do you want to manifest? Keep your eye on the prize. What do you want to manifest? And knowing that you have everything that you need at your disposal. So you have all the resources, you have the books, you have the inquisitive, the tools to hone, to inquire more, to gather more information from. Um, your environment, there's something that could bind you potentially, or that's trying to bind you, or there could be some self sabotaging behaviors. Now, it could be that you are, or those around you, or maybe someone doesn't believe because this is your environment. There's either something around you that isn't beneficial for you, that's kind of holding you back. It could be your own fears. It could be certain habits. It could be habits of thinking that, like, what if this plan doesn't work? What if I get really tired of studying? What if the load is bigger than I can handle? So there's a lot of like that kind of thoughts, the obsessing maybe on ideas or thoughts that distract from you, that sabotage you, that take away your power, that literally tie you up and tie your power up. So be careful for that, whether those naysayers are from your own brain or people that or just, I feel like for a lot of you, that's just you with this new plan, not sure if maybe you're looking at the details and saying, with this King of Swords being your challenge, like, wow, there's so much paperwork, so much I need to know. What if I do it wrong? What if I mark box B instead of C, or box D instead of F? So yeah. And because of that, be careful that you don't um try to shut out the fear with some kind of behavior. It could be obsessive behavior, like, or an overindulgent behavior, like there's this you're trying to mask the fear, so maybe you eat a donut. Trying to mask the fear, so maybe you have some ice cream. Trying to mask the fear, so insert any of the above. You go shopping, whatever it is, something that is not good for you, that will only bind you, or you get caught up in that, like, that hamster wheel of thinking, what if I can't do it? What if it's too hard? What if I fail? Kind of a thing. Remember, you're the magician, and you do have that as your self card. Yeah, you have in the fears. There's a lot of worries. So wow, yeah, it's funny. I just saw this now. And I'm thinking, and I just said, right? What if all these ideas? So yeah, so I think that this devil is very tied to a lot of your anxiety of how are you have this great plan, but will it pan out? Will it be worth the effort and all the effort that I'm doing? But yeah, just keep going, because you're going to have what you want. Look at this, the 10 of coins. Yes, this is your immediate future. You will have the stability. You will have the support. There are people that are rooting for you, and even if you don't know them, um, yeah, and so is the universe with the star. Yeah, and look at this. Your outcome, you have two outcomes. Oh my God. Yeah, this is very interesting. So you have the Ace of Coins for your outcome as well as the Six of Wands. So that lets me know that this new project that you're starting, whatever it is, this career, this school, this whatever it is that you're studying, whatever it is that you're trying to do is going to be beneficial in the long run. It's because the universe is gifting you this opportunity to grow your security, to grow your wealth. Now, the pentacles are a little bit slow, and yes, there is work that you have to do. You have to show up and do your part, but you can definitely do it. Just, you are the magician. Just don't fall into the anxiety and how am I going to get there. Trust the universe. Give it to the universe. Show up, do your best, and know that you are going to be supported. I see this with the Ten of Coins too. Interesting, because I also feel like you have a support group. There are people, there's things are going to happen. You are going to be find the way to begin this project. You know, this could also be some money coming your way, some resources coming your way, a little resource and use it wisely, maybe to pay some of those for some of those classes that you want to take, and you will be victorious. Now, the six of every time I see the Six of Wands, you know, you're victorious in your endeavor is going to be victorious. Now, this isn't the end of the road, the Six of Wands. This is just a milestone that you will find victory in this dream if you follow this dream. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very happy for you and very supportive for you on this journey of yours. I want to read your little cards here and see what we got. We have carnelian, energy, leadership, and creativity. Yeah, well, you have the Two of Wands, so it's something that you're creating. Obviously, you have a lot of creativity, a lot of energy. Carnelian is a very protective stone, but carnelian also gives you a lot of energy. You know, it's called considered a business stone, and particularly, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, but they say particularly for a female that if you keep a chunk of carnelian, or you wear a carnelian ring or a pendant around you, it helps you be more business minded. Which in a way, we see that as the challenge of the King of Swords. So it might behoove you to have some carnelian and step up to that leadership. You know, don't sit there and think that you can't make it. Don't let all these anxieties, what if, or how am I going to get there? If you show up, the universe will open the doors for you. You just keep showing up. That's your job, is to show up. Let's see what carnelian. I saw it before and I marked it when I saw it when I was looking for the other thing. I'm like, whoops, we know we're going to need this one. Okay, so how can you improve your leadership skills? Okay, so carnelian card meaning. Carnelian is associated with creativity and energy, two elements that enhance leadership. Carnelian can strengthen your leadership qualities and help you to find creative solutions to problems or ways to support your team. So you could be the team leader in this new endeavor, you know, this King of Swords. It's like rise up to your leadership because kings are leaders, you know, of their kingdom, of their community. Um, Carnelian can strengthen your leadership qualities and help you find creative solutions to problems or ways to support your team. If you have to take the lead in something or are handed a situation that needs a firm hand, ooh, King of Swords, firm hand. Carnelian can give you the confidence to do what needs to be done, even if it will make waves. Carnelian's orange color comes from iron oxide, so it carries iron associations as well, such as protection and courage. The carnelian card tells you to take control and be brave. Yeah, none of this, like all this anxiety and worry and giving into fears, right? All this worst case scenario business. Uh, Carnelian cards tells you to take control and be brave. Look within for motivation and strength. Yeah, awareness, psychicness. You have what it takes to be a leader. Be confident in your abilities. Yeah, you're the magician. Of course you are. And here you have your challenge. Step up to being the King of Swords. All right, so that was carnelian. And now we're going to look at a couple of other little things. What else did I have for you? I want to grab this one. And we have Rosemary Memories. So let's go to Rosemary from the Kitchen Witchery. We're going to do Rosemary now. And let's see, where's Rosemary? These, thank God, have a little alphabetical thing. Okay, number 88. Or page 88. So thank God this does have. All right, 88, Rosemary. I know rosemary is like for focus and intellect. I love it. I have it growing all over my garden. Front, back, sides, you name it. And I love cooking with it. It smells so delicious. Rosemary, memories. Delve into the distant past. Memories made, meant to last. I raise vibes from lethargy and purify your energy. This magic is worked with harm to none, so might it be. There it is done. And funny about that, because this rosemary, to focus, to be a leader, to not be afraid, to be brave, to rise up from this energy that may surround you, your environment of draining you, right? So, Rosemary's guidance. Echoes of your distant past sound all around you when you find me growing nearby. Remembering those special moments remind you of who you have been and how far you have come. Messages from long ago evoke sweet recollections that play out as visions in your imagination and embrace your heart with warm feelings of memorable love. Yeah, you are supported. The universe has got you, and so do people, your family, your tribe. However, old memories that haunt your dreams and invade your thoughts remind you of the darker times you'd rather forget, right? The darker times you'd rather forget. Maybe that's why you had this Nine of Swords and the Devil card, right? Okay. Um, however, old memories that haunt your dreams and invade your thoughts remind you of the darker times you'd rather forget. Hold me in meditation or spend time with me in the kitchen. I have some rosemary right here I brought from my garden, and I just love the smell. And I have cypress as well. I bring all kinds of things from my garden. But anyway, neither here nor there. Hold me in meditation. Also, if you crush it and the smell is delicious, or spend time with me in the kitchen. For my purification properties will dislodge the heavy and unpleasant energies that have been hanging around of late. Yeah, remember we got the devil for your environment. So those energies, that energy of that negative, that old pains, maybe old worries, whatever things that you're afraid of. Um, yeah, you can use the cleansing smoke of my dried leaves. You can burn those to purify, uh, to dislodge heavy and unpleasant energies that may be hanging around as of late. Use the cleansing smoke of my dried leaves or add a strong rosemary infusion to your bath to banish toxic vibes. For I am a powerful energetic purifier. The magic of how you once felt will return as you transcend forward into your destiny. Yes, the magic of how you once felt. You are the magician. The universe doesn't want you to forget that now. Interesting. You have protection. You have carnelian. You have the black kyanite and carnelian, and now rosemary, which is a very purifying and protecting stone to get rid of all the negativity. I get the dross, that heaviness, that whatever that could be in your environment, just from energies. Maybe just needs a good cleaning from the last whatever it was that happened before, the past pains and things. You have you, and you have ivy, and I love ivy. I grow ivy too. I love ivy. It's one of my favorite things. And so anyway, so let's go over here to this, and that's number 12. So thank God these, as I said before, are. So we're going to start with ivy. Ivy. Okay, so these are numbered, thank goodness. So ivy keywords: labyrinth, inner knowing. Ooh, yes, inner knowing. Remember the third eye, inner knowing. Steady growth, right? Pages, page of swords, page of coins. Steady growth, determination, soul searching, spiral dance, DNA, spiritual journey. When you get Ivy in a reading, you are called into the labyrinth of your own inner knowing. You are asked to spiral into yourself, you magician, you, and spend time at your very core. Ooh, the dreams too, right? The dreams and Rosemary. We had Rosemary too. Okay. It is here that you can merge with the universal life force of regeneration and rebirth. Here you can expect to receive new direction and guidance from spirit. The answers lie within you. The answers lie within you. But to access them, you are asked to journey into your soul's inner light. Um, Rosemary, too, will help you with that, right? You can enter this internal realm through meditation, by listening to uplifting spiritual music, via ceremony and ritual, by taking quiet time for reflection, and through dreams and journaling. Remember, dream recall too. This was helps you with your dreams. The black kyanite. Um, this is a great time to hire a spiritual coach or therapist to help you in this process. Ivy reminds you that you are created perfectly and that you can trust yourself. Yes, because ivy grows in a spiral. You may be revisiting old stories and wounds at this time. Yeah, you have the devil and the nine of swords for environment and fears, right? Ivy reassures you that you are indeed growing towards the light. You are encouraged to look at these recurring themes from a new perspective. You are traveling through these tender places for another level of healing in your soul growth. Ivy brings you persistence and determination towards your goals. Yes, we have the pages of here of coins and you have the coins here too, which is the pentacles. Okay. Um, you are traveling through these tender places to another level of healing for your soul growth. Ivy brings you persistence and determination towards your goals. And that's the pentacles right there. She encourages you not to give up, but to keep going and keep growing. Yes, keep sticking those studies. That's your spirit card, to study the page of coins, right? Keep studying, keep moving forward. Keep journaling, keep you plan this, go for it. You hold the world in your hands. You have spirit guiding you from all areas and all angles. You have a whole spirit team, and you have brothers and sisters of light, whether you know them or not, or even family, people that love you and care and want you to make it. Okay. um she also reminds you that you are incarnated. Oh, she reminds you that you are incarnated to create and to enjoy your life. Look at the fabric that you are creating in your life. If you don't like something, understand that you are the creator. Simply take out those strands and weave in new strands of self-love, self-appreciation, and gratitude, or whatever qualities you feel in need of. Remove strands and beliefs or old patterns and programs that are creating problems in your life. Yeah, like remove these things. Do not be binded by those old thoughts, old patterns of behavior, of thinking. Seriously. Okay, so we have Ivy, and now we're going to look at you, and you is 20. That's amazing how that all comes together, because I pull out these your oracle cards. I meditate, I pull them out, and I first pull out your little stones, and then I'll sit and I'll meditate, and throughout the week I'll pull out your ¿cómo se llama? Your oracle cards, and then the last thing I do is I sit down and I'll pull out the cards, the actual tarot cards for your reading. So it's just funny how everything lines up for me. I'm just always amazed. So anyway, so we have you, and you is um, death and rebirth, legacies, ancestors, transition, transformation, transmutation, reincarnation, endings and beginnings, and new and regeneration. Yeah, many beginnings. You've got the aces here. So definitely a new beginning. You, let's see. If you are, okay, let's see, where does it start? If you get this card. You in a reading. When you get this card in a reading, expect some sort of ending. What are you done with? What have you completed? What have you had enough of? What it is asking you to let go of. You may not know where you are going, but you don't need to. Oh my God. this worry about where the next steps will come. Like I said, definitely do your homework. King of Swords, get some assistance. Even Ivy said you might need a therapist or counselor or somebody to work with as you move forward with your plans, but you will be victorious. Just need to get rid of this negative stuff here, this thinking. Um, that you ask you to embrace change, to follow the process. Something is dissolving so something new can be birthed. If you are dealing with the death of something or someone, grief is appropriate, of course, but also be open to messages from those that have passed through the veil. You is here to assure you that death is only a threshold into another dimension of existence. Communication is possible with those that have passed before. Your loved ones are not lost to you. Look towards synchronicity and dreams. Third time dreams have been mentioned in this reading. Transformation and transmutation involve evolutional changes. We become something new. We are rebirthed at a new level of awareness and consciousness. It is time for prayer, silence, and the contemplation of the mysteries and the unknown. Are you truly living your life? Can you create a bigger life? Are you willing to have Source work through you to create beauty, harmony, and peace for the world? Yeah, your legacy. You will connect you to your ancestors and to the places from which they came. There is much ancient knowledge here to access. Are you open to their guidance? Okay, so that is what I have for you, Group B or Group 2. And as always, the timestamps will be in the description. So I hope this helped you, because you are, like, remember definitely that you are the magician, and to continue on your path, your work, your study. With this page of coins too, that's just your spirit card, I see it as steps, taking steps. The page is at the beginning of the journey. They're not the knight, they're not the king, they're not the queen. They are the student. They are learning something new. They are learning about whatever it is that they are trying to create. So in this planning stage that you are in, and for this something that you're trying to create, there is a lot of assistance from the universe. There's a lot of assistance from your spirit guides, but you are to show up and continue to do your work and to have faith, to know yourself, and to not get stuck in these feelings of, in the past, of pain, of, holding on to the feelings that, when things didn't work out in the past. Don't worry about that, because your outcome is the Ace of Coins or the Ace of Pentacles. So something new that's going to bring about that security, that growth, that feeling of strength and beauty and contentment that you seek, whatever it is that you're trying to build. And you also had the Six of Wands, so you are going to be victorious in this endeavor. Just take the counsel that the universe is giving you and do pray. That's another re-emerging theme that comes out a lot, is meditation, prayer, cleansing, whether it's with incense, or whether it's through bathing, or whether and in conjunction with herbs, aromatherapy, burning sage, burning herbs, cooking with herbs, using crystals, whatever it is. Okay, just keep going on your journey, because you are victorious, Group 2. All right, there we go. We're going to put this out of here, and we're going to put here, and I apologize. This is going to be a lengthy read. I'm sorry, guys. Part of that was because I took so long to find one of the cards that are used. And then because we have a lot of oracle cards that I wanted to read to you because I felt they were important. All right. Timestamps will be in the description. All right, Group 3, if you have picked the coral fossil, this reading is for you. This is a piece of coral, a fossilized coral. And fossilized coral, coral reduces stress and depression. It reduces fears and panic or anxiety. It's very for if you were traveling overseas, over the sea, over the ocean, or over the water. It's a very protecting stone for traveling, especially over water. It's good for meditation. It brings about, it attracts success and wealth. So it's an attractor stone as well as a protection stone. And I'm going to put your little oracle cards over here, and we're going to begin your reading. Whew. All right. I'm going to do this because it helps me when I haven't looked at the cards. So when I haven't looked at the cards, sometimes it's better just to pull them out and see what comes. Your situation is the Queen of Wands. So I see the situation as you are content, you're generous, you're in a place where you are. God, I felt Queen of Pentacles. Isn't that weird? This is the Queen of Wands, and I was feeling the Queen of Pentacles for some reason. So it could be that you also have a lot of Queen of Pentacle energy. But I see this also as confidence, as showing up for yourself, as being very confident, of having healthy boundaries, of knowing who you are. Yeah, that really comes strong to me. Like you really know who you are. You really stand in your power. And I see the challenges at the Five of Wands. So there's all these little petty squabbles around you. That's the challenge, to stay tall, to have healthy boundaries, to know yourself and not give in to these little petty skirmishes and things that are happening. Now, the ones, those are petty. They're not like major conflicts, but they're just little conflicts. What I'm getting here is like, uh, dealing with people where everybody's out for themselves. They don't want to be a team player, which, you're the leader. And so maybe you need to set some, like healthy boundaries. This is your challenge. It could be that you have a business, it could be business or family. It could be children that are rowdy, and you're trying to keep, everything, keep the peace, keep them on schedule, take a shower, do your homework, brush your teeth, do your chores, take out the garbage. It could also be a work thing, work related too. I'm feeling for some of you, it could be work related, and you're the leader, the team leader, but there's, not everybody is, there's some skirmishes happening. This person, maybe in a meeting, or what you've noticed with your team is that there's not a lot of cooperation. Everybody's kind of out for themselves, and so you have to bring them together, kind of a thing. I wouldn't pay a lot of attention to these little skirmishes. Just know that they're there, and but I do get that you should hold your be confident and maintain those healthy boundaries, and you put your foot down when you need to gain some control over this petty chaos. There's been a lot of, and I see yourself trying to free yourself from something in the past, and actually rising above this energy uh, of binding yourself. And I feel like maybe you were too into getting involved in too many of these petty arguments. Maybe you were too bound by them, by those situations, maybe bound by trying to see if things would work out, or bound by some kind of pattern or behavior, maybe obsessive, maybe trying to control too much. But I don't feel that, I don't know. I mean, I feel like others were trying to control you, is what I feel. That somebody was trying to control you, and that you're like, nope, nope. Also, I get that you care a lot about others. Maybe you care too much, and so it could be your emotions could be too tied to these little skirmishes. Like you feel like you're responsible for it in some way, like maybe um, you're not a good enough leader, or you're not strong enough, or don't have enough confidence somehow to put out these little fires. Um, what I'm sensing too with this challenge card too is that there are those that think that they're more important than others, and or that think that their point of view or their task or their project or their part of the project or their, if it's a family, if it's family members, that some of them think they're more important than others, and that whatever it is that they need help with is more important than whatever the other person needs, and that this sort of guilts you, and makes you feel somehow tied to that, to their behavior, but you're not. Don't let them guilt you, is what I'm seeing. And also, don't let, and I think that's why you've walked away, because this is your, you're moving away. This was your past. You're walking away from this energy of others trying to control you. And I get that too. One of the things that I've noticed too, uh, disruption is a way of controlling, right? If someone can disrupt your energy, if enough little squabbles and little arguments can get under your skin, it can bind you, right? It can bind you. It can bind your energy. It can diminish your energy, your focus, your attention. So I see you as wanting to walk away from the skirmishes, this ego, this vying for ego. I see you holding yourself and deciding that you're going to walk away. You're not going to allow yourself to be um, controlled by these little, by all these other egos, these arguments, or whoever they are. It could be that it could be one person, and it's just been repeatedly and repeatedly, vying for attention, ego, thinking about themselves. And for a while, that love bound you, but you are away from that. Look, this is the Eight of Cups, and you're walking away from the very heavy things that were very, held you emotionally towards something much more spiritual, something much more fulfilling, let's say, um, that you're walking away to. And walking, now you may not know exactly where you're going. The moon is not full. It's like a new moon, right? Like very, very, the sliver before the new moon. So yeah, I see you just walking. Oh, well, and the universe says, here's your spirit card, Six of Swords. So yeah, it's definitely you are walking away. Now this may take some time. This was the past, and look at the phase of the moon. And here it is full, and here it's just a sliver. But you walked away from the past, and the universe is like, keep walking away from that, from that chaotic, from that chaos, from that. Um, you're moving towards calmer water. That's what you're seeking, and it could take a full cycle. I'm looking at the moons here, and I'm thinking, I wonder if it's going to take a full cycle for this to happen. Just be strong. Just be strong in and of yourself. I see from this card, this radiance that this image of this person has, and it's the energy. It doesn't matter if it's male or female, it's the energy. This inner radiance that guides you, this inner strength that guides you and helps you move away from the binding of this chaos and chaotic and uh ego energies that are trying to pull you down, and you walking away. You've had enough. You've walking away, but not just walking away, you're actually moving away from that, and you are really moving away from that, not just walking away, but actually moving away from that emotionally. And I see the water here and the cups with the water there, and so that's an emotional thing. You're moving away from the emotionality of it being painful, and you're holding on to your own radiance, your own inner flame, your fire, your spirit. You also have a bit of psychicness too. I see that with the cat. So you're intuitive and creative, and you can create your own world. You have this wand that is in the shape of a sun or a sunflower, which lets me know that you are a very positive person, and that you have decided you are going to live in that and not allow yourself to be drawn and pulled down. For your immediate future, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is all about walking very carefully, very methodically, doing what's best, not just for you, but for others, right? So you don't have to get involved with all their things, their little skirmishes, whatever. You have the healthy boundaries. But you have you can have a certain sense of order for the long. You're like preparing your life. You're walking away from things that don't serve you. You're moving towards calmer waters. I feel like this is one whole moon cycle, and you're going into this slow and steady self emergence of a new path for yourself, of a path where you are sowing seeds uh, that your future self will be very grateful for. And not only for yourself, but those under your care will be grateful for in the long run. Some of these people I see are going to fall away from you, or some of these situations, not necessarily people, but the situations themselves are going to fall away. You're moving. You are not partaking of that anymore. You have said, "I am not," and oh my God, card of self. Every single person every single person has gotten the Six of Wands in one place or another. Every single, whether it's A, B, or C, amazing. But yeah, here's your card of self, and you are so victorious. And unlike some of the other Sixes of Wands, where maybe one or two people might not be happy for your success, those that really love you and care, and I feel like this is your spirit team too, are so happy for you. You have moved on. You are triumphant in this desire to be yourself, to rise above, to glow. This is a real glowing, a really positive, radiant energy of yourself that you have decided that you're going to hold on to and let go of any thoughts or people or patterns that no longer serve you, that bind you. Yeah, you've walked away from this. Oh, your surrounding right now, your environment is very much the Queen of Pentacles. Funny because I felt the Queen too before. And so I feel like this is like, not only are you very radiant, but this is what you're creating, an environment that is safe for yourself and for your loved ones or for whoever, your pets. It's just a very nurturing environment where you have all the resources that you need, you're taken care of. You have everything that you need now. And this is abundant. This is fertile. This is green. This is vibrant energy. This is definitely you again. And I also feel like your elementals and nature spirits are also, like I said, your spirit team in your corner. They're working with you and you're working with them because you know that you didn't get there by yourself, right? The universe also helps us and sends us helpers and brothers and sisters of light to help us. You have your familiar here, right? Your little cat, kitty cat familiar there. And then here you have a little rabbit, you know? And yeah, that's your environment. It's very fruitful. You probably enjoy gardening. You're a creative person that likes working with their hands. And I feel like baking and cooking and just, I don't know, you're just very creative. Obviously, you're the Queen of Wands. You're very creative, a very magical, very dynamic individual. You have a bit of fear, and that fear has to do with, whether or not you, as you walk away from things, as you walk away and as you're growing something new, whether it will be successful and you have the world. So I definitely feel like this is a new cycle. This is like you dancing in the middle of the woods with the universe, with your familiars and brothers and sisters of light and angels and guardians, and just a whole new world. You have this wreath of plenty and prosperity and victory again for you. So I really see that as for you. For the outcome cards, I got two cards, and the only thing that I think with this Four of Cups is that you don't always see, even though you've walked away from this and you're radiant and you're trying to grow something new. There are the past where people pulled you down. Energies pulled you down, a lot of that fighting. So I feel like sometimes there's still a bit of that, you kind of think about that and you're not really satisfied with that. It's a kind of a sad. I see this like rainy and sad, and you don't always realize just how very fortunate you are and how much the universe is helping you. And also I feel like the universe is constantly giving you something new. It's constantly I get synchronicities A lot of serendipitous blessings, things, out of the blue will come your way. So stop and take notice of that, okay? That's important. I really feel that's important. And know that things will work out. I mean, here's your outcome. You have the King of Pentacles here as your outcome. So again, you will not be you will have all the resources, everything that you need. You will have the company, the people, the security, the abundance. Yes, you have to work towards it, and you are working towards that, but have faith. This is your immediate future, going into that, walking away from what didn't work, walking into what definitely is working for you, what's definitely feeling good for you. Okay. And some of you may be traveling over water too, because not only that, but not only the Six of Swords, but we have the coral, which is good for protection, especially for traveling over water. All right, so we're going to get to your cards now. And you have sickle, focus, regrowth, letting go. Oh my God. Just like I said, I never know what the heck the universe is going to give us, but there it is. And I saw this before, so we're going to come right here. It says sickle. Oh, the sickle is a gardening tool. Funny because you have the Queen of Pentacles there, gardener. The sickle is a gardening tool used for harvesting and reaping, though it is also closely associated with death. In art, death is often seen holding this tool, a symbol of taking a life that has finished. The sickle helps you to clear away dead matter and control overgrowth, allowing for new growth to take place unhindered. Clearing and cutting away outdated or unnecessary material leaves space for new life and new beginnings. It doesn't cut life short. Instead, it reinforces available resources so that life can continue. The sickle card reminds you to cut away what drains your energy or no longer serves you so focused growth can take place. What parts of your life need to be cut back or cut out completely to help you grow? Yeah, you're doing this. You're figuring it out. You are definitely figuring it out. I definitely feel like you are like figuring this out. Like I said, I pull these oracle cards first during the week, and then the last thing I'll do is I'll pull the tarot. So it's funny how it matches up. A lot of times for me, it's just like, what? Okay. So that is sickle. And then from Kitchen Witchery, I'm going to go to the Kitchen Witchery, and we have cinnamon reignite. So cinnamon is reignite, and we're going to go here and see where we find what was that? That was just cinnamon reignite. I think I marked it somewhere. Yes, 36. So let's go to 36. Passion's gone, faded light, sparks within needs to ignite. Eat a freshly baked bun or roll to boost your body, spirit, soul. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be. There it is done. Yeah, you could be walking away from several relationships or the influences of those relationships on you that previously bound you, that emotionality, whatever it was. Cinnamon's guidance. Your spirit has been dampened and your light has dimmed. What once brought you joy has waned as you face the challenges and responsibilities life has dealt you. You're less than interested in what once aroused you, and your motivation has been diluted as a veil of cynicism cloaks your connection to the magical realms. It is time to see through new eyes with wonder and awe, to discover a world you've long forgotten. My high vibration will assist in increasing your frequency to reach a higher state of spirituality. So add fuel to the fire by inviting me to trigger the passion within you. For now, zeal is what's required. My flame lick away old hurts and wounds and replace them with a sacred glow that it reignites a spark of desire, focus, and intent. Just a pinch of me in powder form will supercharge your energy and power level to stimulate your true essence and rekindle the magic in your life. So yeah, definitely I've seen that this definitely, you've already taken those steps. Many of you, or in the process thereof for some of you. I don't think it's over. I definitely, because with this Knight of Pentacles, I feel like you're in that process. And every so often you get a little stuck. And when you do, a little cinnamon, maybe in your coffee or in your tea, might be a good thing too to meditate with. Um, and keep going because you have the world. I know that you're going to be successful. I know that you've made up your mind. You're very strong. You've made up your mind on what you're allowing to get under your skin. And you've definitely walking away from certain kinds of behaviors and patterns of thinking and hanging on to old things or situations that are no longer good for you. You have Holly um, here. So we're going to read from Holly. And let me see, that was card 8. And thank God these are numbered so we can see that's 6, 8. All right, so Holly is justice. Wow, yeah, justice. Justice, protection, fighting strength, assertion and action, vigor, direction and purpose, balance, relationship, father and paternity. When you get Holly in a reading, you are offered the ability to defend yourself and defeat your enemies. Holly also represents the fighting involved in the soul's battles. If push comes to shove, this tree offers you the strength that you require to meet aggression. Holly is your inner warrior. This tree offers you backbone. In a disagreement or battle, before you attack or blame another, be sure to distinguish between your opponent's attitudes and your own. Perception and the projection of your own shadow onto him or her. Once you are clear, speak your truth as respectfully as you can. Thoth, the Egyptian god of communication, is a good ally in this. He will help you take the high road. Your highest success will be in forging a win-win outcome. You may hear a clarion call, a clarion. You may hear a clarion call to a crusade of some kind. You long to create justice and are willing to fight for a cause. It's funny because with this 8 of Cups, the walking away, oftentimes you're walking away from something that is very material or very mundane or very unspiritual towards something that is much more spiritual and fulfilling, some higher calling, right? So that's interesting too. Um, You may need to seek protection for yourself or for another. You stand up when you see someone taking advantage of another. This energy of Holly allows you to argue your position strongly. Holly helps you to be on purpose without being destructive or overly aggressive. Holly protects against self-generated negativity or others' negativities, as well as that which comes from others. This tree symbolizes paternity and fatherhood. It is a male tree. It may be a time to heal the father wound. Perhaps this is a time for forgiveness. If you are a father, make sure you are representing the best qualities of this role. If not, move towards changing your behavior. Be the kind of father that you would like to have yourself. Holly also supports the right relationships that are founded on cooperation, love, balance, and understanding. So if the relationship isn't on that, yeah, I could definitely see the walking away of that. And I could see you standing up for yourself, and I don't see you as aggressive and angry. I just see you as confident and knowing your worth. Finally, you know your worth and you know what you will put up with and you know what you will not. I definitely see that. That you listen to others' points of view, yes, but that you get bogged down and tied up with it. No, I don't see that happening anymore. I see you walking away from that kind of energy. You also have Heather Mistletoe, which is 18. So I guess it's a combination of both. Let's see here. And let's see if we can get to Heather Mistletoe. Here it is. All right, Heather Mistletoe. And keywords: healing, spiritual development, making contact with the spiritual dimensions, fertility, solid foundations, the spiral path, all heal. Um, Heather Mistletoe represents a link between, in a reading, a link between our earthly plane and the spirit world. Interesting, you're walking more towards the spiritual plane. the higher plane. Thus, when you receive this card, communication with the spirit world via divine intervention can result in healing. Pay attention to dreams, visions, and synchronicities. Prayer or meditation is helpful here, as is ritual. Spend time in nature. Yeah, environment. Queen of Pentacles, definitely nature. Um, when this card appears in your reading, it may be time to address an issue that needs healing, whether the healing necessary is physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. The heather mistletoe also signals a time of fertility. Perhaps you are pregnant, whether physically or metaphysically, and preparing to give birth to a child or product or service. Whatever you have planted is now growing into fruition. Soon it will be time to reap what you have sown. And yes, I see immediate future as sowing these seeds in the Knight of Pentacles. So protect and nourish it, what you are growing. Cultivate it well. In the meantime, care for what you're growing, cultivate it well, protect and nourish it so that results of your manifestation can be magnificent. Again, Knight of Pentacles. To do so, focus on the positive. Feed that which is beneficial and let the rest go. Apply spiritual principles to your aspirations and goals. If you have need of a stable and solid foundation, will help you. Keep a steady rudder. This is a time to enjoy yourself and nurture that which you are creating. Signs of abundance, growth, and beauty are all around you. Yeah, you have the Queen of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles, you have the World, the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, definitely. Apply spiritual principles to your aspirations and goals. If you have need of a steady and solid foundation, will help you keep a steady rudder. This is a time to enjoy yourself and nurture that which you are creating. Signs of abundance, growth, and beauty are all around you. Breathe in this bounty. Allow the sun to fill you with its summer warmth and light. Enjoy the truth that you were born to create and give birth. Yeah, remember I said the wand is like the sun. Can you see that wand she's holding? It's like a sun, like a sunflower. All right, Group C, that's what I have for you. I hope this reading helped you in some way. And if it did, please like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, my name is Amethyst Star Willow, and we will meet again.